Hey, hi, hello, welcome. You made it. We are Warm and Cozy Quilting. I am Sadie, and you are the #1 customer. Remember when we used to say that all the time? Gosh, that's been forever. So you'll notice it is not 5 o'clock. It is 3:30. I am joining you early because the weather is so nice today that I really feel that it would be against the law for me to stay in this windowless room any longer than I have to. So I hope to be out there enjoying the beautiful weather. I hope that you are doing the same. But I didn't get to talk to you guys on Saturday, and I couldn't go like a whole week without chatting. So I thought I would just get on and talk to you a little bit about what I'm working on, some new things in the shop. So I want to show you some new things, some things that I'm excited about that we've recently brought in. Maybe that'll give you some inspiration to work on something new or a UFO or what have you. If there's something you're working on, please tell me in the comments. I am here. I am watching the video. I'll be hanging out, checking these comments for most of the evening. So feel free. Let me know what's going on. Okay, some new things that I'm excited about. So right now at home, under my needle, I just finished the sample for the shop hop. So the St. Louis metro area shop hop is coming up. It runs from March 5th through the 14th. Every store that you go to, there's 12 participating stores. At each store, you will get one free 12-inch block pattern. It's a different block at every shop. You go to all 12, makes a nice sampler quilt. So I got all of the shop's blocks put together, got it set together. It is now waiting to be quilted. But now that that is out of the way, I am working on a little ghost who was a quilt. So if you do not know, this little book is a children's book written by Real Nason. Author is a quilter, and it is so sweet. Just has, you know, all of this lovely patchwork in here. Canadian novelist and textile artist. The illustrations are gorgeous, but it's all about, you know, how this little quilt has a little bit of differences from his friends who are made out of sheets because he's made out of a quilt. So, beautiful book. I am actually making a little ghost quilt to look like this guy. Because I have a good friend of mine who is a teacher, and I just think that she needs this in her classroom. So in conjunction with this book, once I've got the quilt all done, I'm planning on using this pattern here, which is from Melissa Mortensen. And this is the reading pillow pattern. So I want to make a little pillow that goes with it and also give her the quilt so that in her classroom she can have a nice little cozy reading spot. So that's what's currently under my needle as I'm doing one of these. Now there isn't an official pattern for the little ghost who was a quilt. It is just patchwork squares. I decided to do mine. I think my squares are 6.5. I would have to check all my notes at home. Anyhow, that's what's currently under my needle at home. Some things that we are thinking about here at the shop is that this year is the 250th anniversary of America. So we have been getting a lot more patriotic stuff in. We've gotten a couple patriotic lines if you haven't been in. One of my favorites is called Liberty Island by Marcus Fabrics. It is more of that traditional Americana look. So more of a burgundy and a navy and a cream than a true like red and royal blue. Gorgeous line. We also have a couple of kits. So this is just a panel kit. It is a kit from Riley Blake, so you know that the box is going to be amazing. Also, you know that the fabrics are going to be super great. They always have good quality stuff. This guy finishes at 60.5 by 62. So good size quilts. It is called Letters from Home. And I just thought that was really sweet. to have that flag and United States motif. If you're looking for something more cuddly snuggly, we just had our Shannon Cuddle event. So we had our friend Pat came from Shannon, gave us lots of tips and tricks on how to work with Shannon Cuddle. But this kit here has everything inside to make this guy, this Home of the Brave. No backing in there, of course, but this comes out to 58 by 68. And this quilt has everything that you need in here. They do suggest that you use a walking foot. You're going to use a little bit larger seam allowance. You're going to use a 1/2 inch instead of a 1/4 inch. Just when you're working with that cuddle, it gives you a little bit more security. These are so lovely. Once you get them made and then you put cuddle on the back, they become kind of like a weighted blanket. And so like the draping and the weight of them are just lovely. So if you have someone who is perpetually cold and also patriotic in your life, may I suggest this kit. Okay. Another cool thing that we have gotten in. Hi, Karen. So many of you know that I have been wanting to start paper piecing. And I haven't yet, but one of my friends who paper pieces a lot told me about these foundation paper pads. They are so cool, especially if you are a scrappy quilter, just because they're printed and it has everything that you need on there. Doing pineapple blocks is usually a lot of cutting. I mean, all paper piecing is kind of a lot of cutting, but what I love about these is that they come in multiple sizes. So this one makes a 6-inch block, and this one here makes a 12. So you could do pineapples in various sizes. Intermix would be so cute. One of my goals this year is to maybe do a stash scrappy project. We'll see. I tend to be like, scraps? No, I'm over that fabric. I want to work with pretty new fabric. But I would love to get some of my scraps out, clean that bin out so that I have room for more pretty new fabric. We have more than just the pineapple blocks. It also comes in many others. I grabbed just 2. So a little milkmaid star. And then this one is scrappy stars. So there are 50 sheets on here, 25 unique stars. So 2 of each. Really, really cool. If you have lots of scraps and you're wanting to work through a project, these are awesome. Another thing that I've been working on is I have been building up my stash of Aurifil lately. Mostly, if you all know my mom, Debbie, she is the binding queen. She has bound every quilt that we have done quilt for hire where someone's asked us to do binding. She has bound most of my quilts that I've ever made, but now I'm being a big kid and I'm doing it all by myself, okay? But that means that I can't just use light gray thread on everything because my binding is going to show. I've also been doing more bags, so I've been wanting to have more colors on hand so that, you know, at 10 p.m. when I decide I want to start sewing a bag, I have the perfect color. So I have been looking at and picking up these little thread collections. So these 2 are both great. They are from Pat Sloan. They have 10 spools in here. This is still the same 50 weight Aurifil, 100% cotton, you know, double gassed, all of that. They're just on a little bitty spool instead of the big one. So the perfect little box of colors has 10 different colors in there, gorgeous. Or also the perfect little box of neutrals. You can tell in the picture here, this has got some red, pink, purple. It's kind of going to have your rainbow situation, where this is going to have more of those brown, tan, white, black, gray situation. Both are great. Both would get you 20 small spools and quite a wide array to choose from. They are $71.99 each, and they're so great. If you need to get a little bit of thread just so you have the right color on hand, this is a great way to do it. Okay, I think I'm going to save this for last. Speaking of, you know, doing scraps and working on your scrap bin, someone come work on mine, please. This is a book that is all about using up crumbs, tiny scraps, everything, and really being that economical quilter. I mean, the things that they have in here are just stunning. Let me cover that up, but oh, look at that. That is so gorgeous. Maybe my stash is big enough now that I could do a stashy quilt and it would be pretty. You know, I would have enough of all of the right colors. I mean, look at this. Look at that quilt. That's so cool. So this is a book that definitely is going to be in my personal library at home. So cool. I've also been doing a lot of work with solids lately. And so we've been thinking about maybe creating some custom kits for some of our patterns that we know people love to do in solids and want to do multiple times. So I'm thinking about kind of these kinds of patterns, maybe not these specifically, but if you guys would just weigh in while you're here and hanging out, if we had a kit all together of all of the colors already chosen for you, and you knew it was going to turn out beautiful because we said it's going to be great, trust us, and we had a sample made maybe in that colorway, would that be something interesting to you? Would you want to see some custom curated bundles? Let me know. That's kind of what's on my brain lately with some of those. And then we have this. This is the newest thing to follow me home to my house. And I just had to show it off because it is tin, a beautiful tin that says sewing supplies. So cute. Doesn't have butter cookies in there. It's got sewing stuff. But it is Dear Stella fabric. It is from the designer Pammy Jane. Everything she does, I love. And it is a line that is called Quilty Helpers, P-U-R-R-S on the end of helpers. So this little wall hanging that it makes, 26 by 30, just is full of fabrics with sewing notions and cats. And that's what it makes. It makes a little cross-wound spool of thread. And I think it's so adorable. Plus, I absolutely have to have this tin in my life. So this is for sure coming home with me. But I just love this. I love when companies do packaging well. It just makes me so happy. So this Stitch Please kit from Dear Stella, we only have a handful, but so great. So this designer, her name is Pammy Jane. A lot of her lines have cats in them because she loves cats. Who doesn't? So she is definitely a cat lady, much like I am. So this book here is written by her, and it has 16 applique, embroidery, and quilt projects for modern cat people. The stuff that is in this book, Kelly, I saw you're on. I am so sorry. Please turn off the camera or you'll be spending money right now. I mean, just look at this little wallet guy. That's a little cat. So adorable. Lots of purses and coasters. And I mean, okay, look at this guy. It's a little wallet with flying geese, and that's using some Tula Pink. It's just so fun. So there's so many things in here that I want to make. Look at this little pillow with button eyes. Stop. So this is also definitely going to my house because I have to make all of the cat things. You all know. So if you need one of these, if you want to know more about Pammy Jane, if you need to make a cat project for your cat lover in your life, whether that's you or a loved one, great book to have. I mentioned this before already, I think, but it is just too nice. We are not going to hang out and do a whole formal live sale. But that doesn't mean that we don't have cool new stuff coming in all the time. Plenty of reasons to come by, get some inspiration, just pet some fabric, hang out with people who understand that you cut fabric apart to put it back together. We get it. So come on by. We love to see you. Being able to have that community is so great. Definitely makes us feel more connected to our neighbors and our friends, but also all of the women who historically have stitched and made and created, and artists. Like, we just love all of that. So if we've ever helped you make a quilt or helped you get a sewing machine, come on in, say hey, write us a nice review or send us an email. It really does make our day. Okay, I hope that you get out there and enjoy this beautiful day. Love you guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.